Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a fascinating, kind of frustrating, but absolutely relatable journey into human psychology. We're looking at something we've all experienced, that burning drive to succeed, to change our lives, to conquer our goals, and exactly why that fire so often vanishes into thin air almost as quickly as it started. If you've ever felt like your own brain is actively sabotaging your success, well, this explainer is going to change the way you see yourself. Be honest with yourself for a second. Have you ever felt incredibly motivated on a Sunday night? You're sitting there telling yourself, tomorrow, that's it. I'm waking up at 5 a.m., hitting the gym, getting serious about studying. The whole shebang. You literally feel a rush of power. But then Wednesday rolls around and that motivation, poof, gone. You hit snooze, you skip the gym entirely. That huge burst of inspiration inevitably just turns into procrastination and inconsistency. It's incredibly frustrating, right? Well, here is the absolute crucial point to remember. You are not lazy. You are just comfortable. In today's world, it's so easy to quickly blame our lack of progress on personal laziness or some sort of willpower failing. Actually, scratch that. Clinical insights from mental health professionals reveal a much deeper truth. This failure to maintain our habits isn't a character flaw at all. It's literally a biological addiction to comfort. Our brains have just grown super dependent on things that make life easy, pleasurable, and instantly rewarding. Section 1. The dopamine problem, the biological enemy. Okay, so to really understand why our drive just evaporates, we gotta look under the hood at our brain chemistry. Our motivation and our failures are heavily tied to how we seek out immediate rewards rather than long-term growth. Now, you might be thinking dopamine is just the feel-good chemical. That's what we usually hear, right? But it's actually the chemical of anticipation and reward. When you watch an inspiring video or just imagine this awesome future for yourself, boom, your brain floods with dopamine. For a hot minute, you feel powerful and focused. But here's the catch. It's a super temporary, highly unstable high. Your brain adapts incredibly fast, the excitement fades, and reality starts to feel really difficult again. And let's face it, we live in an era of absolute overstimulation. Our brains are constantly getting hammered with these quick hits of pleasure. Short videos, infinite scrolling, those instant pings from notifications. It's fast, on-demand entertainment everywhere you look. Because of this, your brain is essentially ordering psychological fast food. Reading becomes watching Netflix. Learning a new skill? Nope, let's just doom scroll. Your brain is getting all the dopamine at once without doing any of the actual hard work. And here's where it gets devastating. The brain adapts. It takes almost no time at all for these pathways to hardwire. And when your brain becomes trained to crave this constant, effortless stimulation, normal, essential tasks start to feel agonizingly boring. Waking up early, studying, grinding out a work project, these don't offer instant gratification. They require real effort and delayed reward. A dopamine-trained brain literally doesn't understand long-term benefits. It only cares about what feels good right now. So whenever you face the stress of work, your absolute first instinct is to escape straight to your phone. Which brings us to this really profound psychiatric insight. Comfort is this silent enemy of growth. Think about it. Comfort is warm, it's safe, it's familiar. And in small doses, hey, it's perfectly fine. But when dodging hardship and just chasing instant pleasure becomes your entire lifestyle, it quietly crushes your ambition. People avoid hard things because discomfort feels bad. But avoiding that discomfort slowly, day by day, destroys your potential and severely weakens your mental resilience. Section 2. Discipline over motivation. The pivot. So, how in the world do we escape this cycle? We have to completely flip our strategy. We have to stop waiting around for that fleeting, emotional dopamine high. Look at this stark contrast here. On one side, we have motivation. It's emotional, it's temporary, it's totally dopamine-driven. It's waiting to feel inspired before you act. But on the other side, discipline. This is all about systems, consistency, and action. Those wildly successful people you look up to, they don't wake up feeling motivated every single day. That is a total myth. The difference is that disciplined people take action anyway. They build systems to do the work regardless of how they feel in the moment. This table really lays out the stark reality of our daily choices. When your action is discipline, your outcome is that you create focus, you strengthen your mind, and you actually build a future. But when you are constantly chasing dopamine, you're creating addiction, weakening your self-control, and honestly, building regret. Discipline is literally just choosing what you should do over what you feel like doing in the moment. It builds you up, while cheap dopamine just distracts you. But here is the secret reward of making that hard choice. Discomfort is the birthplace of progress. When you push through something difficult, even when your brain is screaming at you to quit, something amazing happens biologically. Your brain actually releases dopamine after the task, not before it. This isn't that cheap hollow dopamine from a social media notification. It's the real deal, healthy, long-lasting dopamine that comes from actual tangible achievement. The pleasure of true progress is far deeper than the pleasure of empty entertainment. Section 3. Rewiring your brain, the action plan. Now for the incredibly good news. You are not stuck. Because of neuroplasticity, you can actually rewire a dopamine-addicted brain at literally any age. Here is a highly actionable strategy straight from mental health professionals. Step 1. Replace, don't just remove. Instead of stripping away all your entertainment cold turkey, swap some of it for skill building or reading. Step 2. Embrace discomfort. The goal isn't to avoid it, but to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Every time you face it, your brain gets stronger. Step 3. Reduce those digital distractions. Seriously, put limits on your phone. Step 4. Celebrate the small wins. Give your brain that healthy hit of achievement. And Step 5. If you're feeling totally trapped by procrastination, never hesitate to seek professional help to tackle the root cause. If you just stick to these small, everyday steps, something kind of magical happens. Repeated daily, discipline becomes identity. So the next time your motivation vanishes, and trust me, for sure it will, don't panic. It is perfectly normal. Stop waiting around for it to come back. Just focus on your small, consistent routines. At first, yeah, it's going to be a grind. But over time, those hard actions turn into automatic behaviors. You stop being someone who is merely trying to work hard, and you just naturally become a hard worker. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Motivation starts the journey, but discipline finishes it. You absolutely deserve a life of purpose, clarity, and strength, not one controlled by the cheap thrills of a glowing screen. Remember, your future depends entirely on what you choose today. Fall in love with discipline, not dopamine, and you'll build the life you've been dreaming of. Thank you for joining me on this explainer, and I want to leave you with a challenge. What is one uncomfortable thing you are going to absolutely conquer today?